Hi, I'm Martin McGrath from Financial Leadership. We specialise in helping people look after their retirement. And today I want to talk to you about a topic that's not particularly exciting, but it's important. And that is what happens to your super when your partner dies, or what happens to their super when they die, or vice versa kind of thing. So obviously this is not something we want to plan for, but it's something important to know when relevant, and obviously the advice that we give to clients, unfortunately, along the way. And so there's a few elements to this, which is one, it's important to know what or how the super's set up. Is there a beneficiary in place? Is there a pension in place? Because there's a few different ways that this works, but kind of step one is what nominations are in place and how is that set up? But let's assume that's set up the right way, that the beneficiary is the spouse, the husband or the wife in most cases. From that point, obviously there's some paperwork to do, but often then there's an opportunity. Let's say there's $200,000 or $300,000 in super or more. The opportunity then for the surviving spouse is one or two things. It's more options, but to break it down to one or two things, which is one, I can shut the whole thing down, take the whole amount out. In most cases, there won't be any tax, but it's important to check. For different situations there can be, but that might be take that money out and cash the whole thing in. I've then got the money in my own hands personally. That might be beneficial if we want to pay off some debt or something like that. But the other option is to keep it in the super fund, transfer it to the surviving spouse's name, and set it up, or continue if it's already set up, as a regular income. And so if it's a case of a husband and wife and they both had a super fund and they were getting $1,000 each a week, something like that, there might not be any need to cash that super in. I'm still retired, I want to live off that amount per week. It might have affected my pension, so I still might want to get that $2,000 a week combined. So that would just be the case, is leave it in the super fund, keep it ticking along, and just set it up so you're now getting that still, instead of $1,000 each a week, $2,000 for one individual every week. That way it's still set up the same way. Now obviously, which is the best situation to do, or which is the best option? It depends on everyone's situation, but it's important to pause and think about it, because often if you cash it in and then you decide, well actually I want it back in there, I want to live off that money, sometimes it can be hard or complicated to get it back in. It's important to pause, think out the options before you make a decision and take it out. And obviously that's something that we help clients through and guide through in terms of our planning, and happy to do so if that's the situation you're in or you know someone in. Happy to have a chat and see if we can assist in that regard.